Hi guys, it's me, Mr. Bertoch, your incredibly handsome science teacher. And in this video, we will be learning the final algorithm for permuting the last layer and for solving the entire Rubik's Cube. We have done a lot of work up to this point in order to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Really, just sit back for a minute and appreciate how much you have learned, how far you have come. You started, like everybody else, not knowing how to solve a Rubik's Cube. You started looking at a Rubik's Cube like it was some sort of mysterious object that is impossible to solve. And maybe even you spent a lot of time trying to move those pieces around and figure out how to solve them. Well, now look at where you are. You can now get a Rubik's Cube almost completely solved. Okay, you know, probably in your sleep, you can do the white cross and the white corners, which gives you the first layer. You know how to do the second layer. You know how to do the yellow cross and the yellow corners, and you can do most of the final step, the sides, to permute the last layer. The only thing left is a single algorithm, and it's actually a pretty straightforward algorithm to take you from where we are right now with matching corner pieces all the way around to get these edge pieces moved to where they go. I need to get this red over here. Okay, again. And this green over here, and this blue over here, and then I'll have a completely and entirely solved cube. There are two different algorithms that I might need in order to do this final step, and I'm going to use each one depending on different cases. Also, these algorithms are going to be the longest algorithms that I have taught you up to this point. And I know that sounds a little bit intimidating, but here's the deal. The two algorithms are almost identical. They just have one slight little change. So you're really just memorizing one algorithm. And although this algorithm is longer, it's actually one of the easiest ones you're going to learn, because it's very obvious once you see how it works, and you're going to memorize, you're going to see the pattern. And very quickly, after you practice a few times, you're going to stop thinking about the algorithm and you're going to just do the pattern, because the pattern is going to make sense to you. So the algorithm is F2 U prime R prime L F2 L prime R U prime F2. And the second algorithm is almost identical. It's F2U R prime L, F2 L prime R, U, F2. Do you see the difference between the two algorithms? The second move, the U prime becomes a U, and the second to last move, the U prime becomes a U. That's the only difference, okay? So I am looking for, just as I did before, I am looking for clues on how to orient the Rubik's Cube before I do the algorithm, and also which of the two algorithms I'm going to use. So the clues I'm looking for are, I'm trying to find a side of the Rubik's Cube where the edge piece in the center is already solved, which is not this one because green and red don't match, and it's not this one because that's not solved. We've got one out of place. But here on the orange face, I have a completely solved side. So this side is going to give me my hint of how to hold the Rubik's Cube. If I go all the way around and I don't have any sides that are already solved, and that does often happen, then it doesn't really matter how you hold the Rubik's Cube or which of the two algorithms you do, frankly. Okay. But in this case, I do have one that's solved. So I'm going to hold this solved side in the back. So I'm turning the orange side away from me, and I'm holding the opposite face, the red side, towards me. And then I am going to perform one of these two algorithms depending on which way I want this piece to go. I'm going to start with the first move of this algorithm, which is F2, because both algorithms, you notice, you start with F2. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do that no matter what. So I don't need to decide yet which of the two algorithms to use. So I'm going to do F2 and turn the front face twice so that the top and bottom are opposite each other. To determine the next step, am I going to use U prime or U? I need to look to the side, either side, and I need to find the edge piece that I want to bring over here. So in this case, it's on this side. Okay, so red. Okay, blue is not correct because this front face is red. So I don't want to bring blue over here. I want to bring red over here. So then that means I'm going to do U prime, okay, which brings the red forward. So you don't really have to think which algorithm am I doing, because the only difference is, am I going this way, U, or am I going this way, which is U prime? Okay, if I went this way, it would be wrong because that would be bringing blue over and I need red over. So I'm going to go this way. Okay, I'm going to go U prime. Then I am doing R prime, L, F2 again, L prime, R. Here's the other place where I have a difference between the two algorithms. Do I do U or do I do U prime? Okay, well, the answer is whichever way is going to bring this white bar back into the front. So if I go like this, that puts the white bar in the wrong place. I need to go like this, bring the white bar back forward. Notice it also restores my red face. And then the last step is F2. And notice I have a completely solved cube. Sometimes you'll do this algorithm and you won't end up with a completely solved cube. You'll end up instead with one side solved and the other side still unsolved. If that's the case, just turn that solved side to the back, do it again, and you will that second time end up with a completely solved cube. All right, half-size humans. So you can now solve a Rubik's Cube, or at least once you practice what things I just showed you in this video, then you are going to be able to solve the entire Rubik's Cube, which is really, honestly, a very impressive feat that you have accomplished, and you should be proud of yourself. We've talked a lot throughout this course about resilience and about having a growth mindset. People who have a growth mindset can accomplish anything. It has nothing to do with how intelligent you are, or how lucky you are, or what natural talents and gifts you have. Those things certainly help. I mean, I won't lie. But somebody with a growth mindset is going to succeed regardless of anything else, because you don't give up. You know that you are capable of doing hard things. You are capable of sticking with something difficult and practicing however long it takes you without comparing yourself to others or worrying about who is progressing faster than you. It doesn't matter if somebody else progresses faster than you do, because frankly, they may give up. They may progress faster than you, but then they may give up, and you're going to not only catch up to them, but eventually you're going to pass them and go way beyond them because you just keep at it. And this skill of solving a Rubik's Cube is fun. It impresses people, but more importantly is the fact that the life skill that you have learned is to have a growth mindset. You prove to yourself that you can do anything that you stick with. Well, hello. Thank you for watching my one-take rambling science video where I talk a lot and try to do as few and usually no edits whatsoever. So you hear all my ums and my awkward pauses as I try to collect my thoughts into my head. If you like learning about science, do me a favor. I have classes that I teach over on outschool.com, and you can find out about these classes by going to my website, which is Handsome Science Teacher, because I mean, look at this face, handsomescienceteacher.com, where you can sign up and get access to not only these videos, because you already have access to those, right? They're free, but also access to packets that go along with them and live conferences with me, where I teach you and grade your work and we learn together. I have an entire science curriculum from 5th through 8th grade science. Also, you are welcome to, if you would like to subscribe to my channel. That helps me too, just because it gets the word out about me.